Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 of how to create your own header graphics. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the selections that I used to make this header. And again, you can see that these are all the different images that I used here for it, and now I'm going to show you how I did the selections. So when you're picking photos and you want subjects out of that photo, it's important to find something with a fairly uniform background. It just makes your work a lot easier, but sometimes it just can't be helped. You like something so much that you're going to end up using this tool right here, okay? And you're going to be freehanding. You're going to be like freehanding that selection, okay? And I'm going to show you more how to do that here in a bit. But right now I'm going to show you the easiest one, which is color range. And that's done with this eyedropper. And you will click on the area that you want to select. And if this is a less than perfect background, you're going to probably see some black, to gray areas. And then you will just click, make sure this is on add, and you will click on that area and it will add it to your mask. Here the mask is white, okay? It's opposite. So, and then the fuzziness, you can see that I now have this area here also selected, and I don't want that. So I'm going to tone that down to where I think I've got a pretty good selection, and then I'm going to click OK. And there's my selection. And we'll zoom in. Oops. We will zoom in here. And voila, and look at it. That's not bad. That's a pretty good start. Alright, very simple. Now here we're going to add the layer mask right here, this button in the lower right. You click on that. Okay, you can see that that was added the layer mask to the inside of the selection. We don't want that. You may or may not, depends. But if you find that you don't, Control Z and hold down the Alt button and click, and boom, there it is. There's our mask, and you can see it added the mask to this, okay? And now we're going to talk about mask edge refinement. That's this button up here. Click on that, and this is how you refine that selection. This expands the selection, and this contracts, and you can see how pixels kind of add or disappear. I usually go just a little less than midpoint. Smooth, that's going to get rid of any choppy lines you have, especially if you're using the lasso tool and you're freehanding your selection. You may want to use the smooth a little bit. Okay, contrast, that makes your selection either blurry or very sharp. Okay, somewhere in here is pretty good usually for the most part. Radius, this will move that line out. It kind of blurs it a little bit. You can see what it's doing here. It's moving the radius out. It's just exactly what it means. You can see down there in the lower corner as you move to the right, it really refines that edge. Okay, and you can end up going too far and taking away pixels. So just adjust that till you got a pretty good looking selection, and click OK. And then you zoom in and you can see that's not bad. Okay, alright, so there's that. And now the most important part is we go to our channels. Okay, this is your mask. This is a temporary mask. This is the alpha channel, and if you close this out before you save it as an alpha channel, it's gone. Okay, it's gone. It's not there. And if something happens to your layer mask, you get to do this all over again. So go in here. Alright, you can click on that. It's highlighted. Load the selection. There's your marching ants, and then click save as an alpha channel, and there it is. That will be here the next time you open this project. It's there. This is important when you're working with selections for a client, building things for clients. You're going to want to save these things, make your work, because there are times when they're going to be like, well, I want you to make an alteration, and you're going to be like, oh, I gotta redo the selection. No, bad. You don't want part. So there's that, and then Control D, that deselects it. Okay, so there it is. Now let's talk about something a little more complex. Where are we at? Where is it? Should have been this one. Oh. Alright, where did you go? There we are. This one. Okay. This one is, I'm going to start over here. This is what we started with. Never use the background. That's your original. Always save with a different name. Okay. Duplicate layer from background. That is now an editable image, and you left this alone. You still have this. You can change this. It's very important. Never do destructive techniques, ever. Okay, no erasers, always masks, especially working with a client. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to talk about the quick selection tool. This is a left click and drag, left click and drag, left click and drag. Okay. Now the magic wand. Magic wand is just a click, click, click. Okay. Alright. Okay. Probably grab those out of there too. That's not bad. And if you want to get picky and you want that little tail in there, this is where you use the quick lasso tool. And I would not suggest using a mouse. It will drive you nuts. So, for $56, okay, you can get a Wacom tablet off of Amazon.com. That's what I did, and it's great. And you want to make sure I'm going to add pixels. So this means add, this means subtract. I'm going to add. I'm going to add these pixels in right here. I'm going to freehand this. I'm just going to show you techniques. We're on our time frame here, so I'm just going to show you how to add these in. Actually, I wanted to subtract. My bad. Forgive me. I need to subtract these pixels from the selection. Okay. And voila. Okay, and you can refine that. Like I said, we're pressed for time here, so I'm just showing you techniques. Now, down here, you want to do the same. Okay, add, and you can just come in here with this and freehand this stuff in. For you that are artistes with steady hands, could have been doctors, this is your tool. You're going to love this thing. Okay, you can just select this stuff back in here and add it to your selection. Okay? There we go. Okay, and that's just the technique. And then if there's something you needed to, remove, say I took away too much, you just come up here and you would just remove it. Okay? Or add it back in until you're happy with your selection. Okay? And that's it. And then once you're happy with it, I have a feeling we're going to want to do the alt click on this one. So we come in here, hold down the alt button, click on the load layer mask, and there it is. Oops, I still have my background. Okay, and there it is. And now this is where you would really want to get in and refine your mask edge. Okay, you can see as I contract and I expand, contract, expand. Okay, now you can see how that really will refine your selection. Okay, and I don't know if you want a feather or not. That's up to you. I would definitely smooth this out a little bit and maybe here's where you can really see the radius. Okay, you can see how the radius moves that selection. Now, I would bring in the contrast a little bit, and I would probably bring the radius in a little bit to about there. Okay, anyway, that's pretty much it. We'll click. Let me see something here. Okay, you can see our little line over here. So we'll probably bring that out. Maybe bring the radius in a little bit, and our contrast up. Maybe smooth that out. Okay, and that's pretty good. And there's your selection. Okay, and then if you're ready to move it into your header, you have a couple different ways. Okay, there's everything. This is it. And make sure this one's active. Here it is. I would drag everything right in here. Boom. There it is. Okay? And you can see that it moves your layer mask, everything in, and then you can move it around. Control T. Always use the shift in the corner. Keep your selection, your transform proportionate, and there it is. Okay? And you move them around, and you can change opacities. You can do a lot of stuff with it from there. You can add, adjustment layers, whatever you want to do. Okay, so, alright, so that's that. Alright, I think we're about out of time, so thank you very much for coming by, and if you have any questions, comments, or requests, please feel free to post them, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If it needs a video response, I will create a video to answer your question for you, and I thank you for coming by, and I hope to see you here again soon. So thank you very much. Have a great day.